Hello, everyone. Today I wanted to tell you a story that I learned during a conversation I had last week with a colleague, a talented Swiss psychiatrist, Dr. Roger Ziegler, whom I thank for sharing this observation. Roger, or Dr. Ziegler, told me about a patient of his, a lady who had been treated by numerous psychiatrists for over 40 years due to a trauma that she has suffered during childhood because of an abusive mother. A trauma she had never managed to overcome despite numerous treatments with psychoactive drugs, psychiatric drugs, psychoanalytic analysis, etc. Well, Dr. Ziegler, with the idea or the perspective of reconstituting the microbiome and hoping that the rebalancing of the gut-brain axis would help her, began advising her to use the Bravo yogurt home preparation kit so that she could make her own Bravo yogurt at home. And a few weeks later, to Dr. Ziegler's enormous astonishment, the patient reported an unexpected improvement in her psychological situation, something she had never experienced for over 40 years. But what was truly amazing is what she told him. She felt as if the cup containing the Bravo yogurt that she had prepared at home contained her mother's love, a love that she had been desperately seeking for over 40 years. And this made her feel very, very good, and she felt she was on her path to recovery. Well, as you may know, when we developed Bravo, when I invented and developed Bravo, I was concerned about the microbiological aspect of it, its effects on the immune system, and the biochemistry and the nutritional issues associated with making a completely new and diverse type of fermenting food. And I never thought, honestly, that it could contain a mother's love. But if I think carefully, and Dr. Ziegler made me ponder on this, and if I step outside the box of pure scientific rationality, I have to admit that the patient was right. Because Bravo was conceived to reproduce what happens in the first moments of our lives on this planet, when our mothers, through childbirth, give us the gift of the microbiome. And immediately thereafter, they give us the colostrum. And the colostrum is then fermented in our little gut of newborns. And it is fermented by those microbes that we had acquired as a gift of love from our mothers during childbirth. And this entire process cannot be defined as anything else but as an act of love. An act of love that is indispensable for us to survive and to survive well in this world. And when we reproduce this process that happens in the very first hours of our life, when we reproduce this process in the laboratory, thus creating Bravo, and then we materialize this as a product that can be consumed, can be prepared at home and consumed, without realizing it, we reproduce this act of love. Now, this patient had an extreme sensitivity for love because she was desperately looking for her mother's love for over 40 years. So she could feel something that we usually don't feel. When I have my Bravo at dinner, I enjoy it. I don't feel well, I didn't feel such an act of love until I learned about this experience. But thinking carefully, thinking not as a rational scientist, now I understand that the entire process of making Bravo reproduces those first hours of life. And this patient with her extreme sensitivity was able to perceive the love that is inherent in this process. And I confess that this story moved me. And probably you can feel that, my speech is not as eloquent as it should be when I'm talking about science, because it's something that goes beyond simply, you know, the immunological effects of Bravo. Bravo helps with the reconstituting the microbiome and this and that. And also Bravo helped from the therapeutic point of view this patient. But all this goes a little bit beyond. It touches an area of kind of spirituality that is truly fascinating. And I just wanted to share this experience with you. And of course, I thank Roger, Dr. Ziegler, for sharing this, and this made me ponder. And I hope that this makes you think as well. And as usual, I thank you for your time and attention. Thank you.